Alright, I got my usual Sunday chores, but I need to get ready for the day. So let's pull up YouTube to make this morning go by fast. Oh? What's this? This soon? Hey guys, it's your boy, God of Ka here, and welcome to Monster Week F.E.Y Edition! I have dressed appropriately for this occasion, and this year I'm doing something so ambitious that I'm not doing this alone. For those who haven't seen me since Dragon Week, I've been employing help from some TTS buds. Do not worry, Ginny and Pointy, they are not AI, so no need to not include this in your video lineup. So while I get to work in the background, take it away, David, Mark, and Zira. I'll be back in a jiffy.
Gladly. So, what is Monster Week?
It states in this document it is a yearly YouTube TTRPG content creator event, hosted by Ginny D and Pointy Head, where for 1 week everyone who wishes to participate makes a video about the current theme of the week within the given 5-day time period. This can be an adventure idea, player options, how to make a player character in that theme, and much more.
That's right, and this year, God of Ka has an encounter scenario for his in-development TTRPG called Project D100 Fantasy, a Fire Emblem-inspired TTRPG.
Now, sure, Fire Emblem from what God of Ka has seen, not seen any Fae or Fairy representatives in the realms of Fire Emblem. Correct him if he's wrong in the comments, but sometimes you gotta change up the formula, and that's what we're gonna do. This is F.E.Y. Forever every year.
Keep in mind, this encounter expects your players to be in their Tier 2 advanced classes, or are at a level where they're on par with Tier 2 advanced classes. So, this is a slightly challenging encounter that can risk the lives of unprepared player characters.
To plant the hook for your players, as the game runner, you need to make sure your players are in a tavern that's located in a village in the land of Soledgia. From there you say the following. As you sit in the tavern with your group, there's an intense vibe. One man has an axe they're sharpening with a whetstone. Another, younger man is carving a knife into the table. One woman has her hands folded and is praying. Lastly, there's a man tapping his foot with anxiety. Everyone's drinking like it's their last day on Gaia. Then one of you hear from one of the guests say this. Damn those Fae. If they invade tonight, no one's going to hold me back, you hear. If the players decide to ask about why people are so nervous, you may read out the following. After you ask around, here's what you know. Once every year, around this time in the land of Soledgia, a select number of villages will go through a phenomenon called Forever every year. This involves a kind of spirit called Fae invading the villages on the brink of night, establish a mystical domain all over the town, and leave the town the next morning in shambles. However, this domain is extra, as Fae are. This domain causes time in there to move differently. Specifically, 1 night outside of the domain is 1 year inside the domain. What happens within the domain is inhumane. The people who are traumatized by, or wish to slaughter Fae, are justified, and it sounds like they're coming tonight. Some wish for your help, and others rather wish for you to live without knowing what's to come. So, do you risk your lives helping this village?
Really, sis? You just had to ruin the pattern we were going for. Anyways, assuming your players are going to run their characters as if they're good-natured people, you can move on to the town preparation phase. The players have 6 in-game hours to prepare for the invasion, and depending on the task, a certain amount of time will be spent. Once you've spent all of that time, or your players ask you to just skip to the encounter, you can present the following battle map, and place enemies in appropriate spaces in accordance to both what the document instructs and what the player characters did to prevent the enemies from invading one or more of the town entrances.
Fuck you, David. Everyone knows you're the basic bitch voice out of the 3 of us. Back to this. While the party's objective for the map is to kill all of the enemies before they reach the red square, they also get additional rewards for protecting the houses vulnerable to enemies that can break in.
Break it up, you two. I'm taking over for the rest of the section before God of Ka comes back. You two go in separate corners and think about what you did wrong. Sorry you had to hear all of that. Back to this, again. As the battle begins, the game runner says the following. As all of the Fey forces enter the village, one of the Fey legionaries announces. Here, we Fey will proceed to the town center. Afterward, we will invoke the forever every year. A time of celebration, joy, and feasting for a whole year. This lovely village will become tribute for this celebration. Be grateful, mortals, for you will get to witness an event that only happens to very few villages. Of course, the party knows what's really going to happen when these Fey make it to the town center. It won't be fun. So the party will have to kill them all before they make it to their objective point.
With that said, let's talk about the enemies we will be dealing with.
Indeed. A good majority of the forces will consist of Fey variants of Tier 2 advanced classes. These variants consist of the aforementioned legionaries, priests, rangers, and sorcerers, using only base class statistics. These NPCs use unique wood weapons, have the exclusive Fey type, and have a unique skill called Fey Touch. From there, we have Pixies and the Satyr. These are the high movement enemies that are aiming for that objective thanks to their movement of 7. It's recommended you deal with them as soon as you can. Okay, I've taken enough of time here. I'll have David hop in after God of Ka explains this unique reward for getting the good end, and Zero will follow up.
This is Oberon's Fey Dust, a special item that allows you to access a set of new special classes. These special classes are the Pan and the Kelpie Knight.
Both classes have the Fey Touch skill and Fey type, so I hope you weren't expecting to use iron, steel, or silver weapons. As for Pan specifically, they're a trickster type unit. They are proficient in up to rank 4 sword, bow, and staff weapons, have the flying type in addition to their Fey type, and have the Tides of Chaos skill. And Zira, I'm sorry about my passive-aggressive statement earlier.
I accept your apology. If anything, I should be saying my sorries. I cut the order we were doing earlier, and you didn't deserve what I said. That was uncalled for from me. Anyways, let's give the people what they want. Lastly, the Kelpie Knight is like all knights before it. They have their own mount-dismount skill, but also share things with Magic Knight with having the Soul Points skill, being proficient in elemental scriptures, and having the Mystic type in addition to their Fey type and Marine type while they're mounted on their Kelpie mount. As for possible weapon proficiencies, depending on your choice, you can be proficient in up to rank 4 lance, bow, or staff weapons. Overall, a very fishy knight.
And that's the Fey Forever Every Year encounter for Project D100 Fantasy. Sure, the game's not finished yet, but I really couldn't do another Fabula Ultima video after what I said in this video here. So why not experiment a bit with this little passion project of mine? Hopefully you enjoyed what I had to make for this week, and I hope the rest of your week is just as much as a joy as it was for you today. This is God of Ka, signing off.